Hello YouTubers! As you all know, today is Kyle's birthday, so in honor of his 17th birthday, we're going to be building him a cake. Now, I haven't made a cake in a while, but I've been watching a lot of TLC, a lot of Food Channel, and a lot of Discovery, Animal Planet, something or other. Final result should look something like that, minus the Italian guy. We're going for the white cake look here. Kyle's favorite type of cake is white cake. Just to go over everything, make sure we have all our ingredients right here. We got our Stater Brothers vegetable oil. You must use Stater Brothers, little print, vegetable oil. Nothing else will work. Your cake will come out sucky. We have Kroger instant pudding mix because I'm going to somehow figure out how to inject pudding into the cake. Happy birthday, Kyle. White cake mix, not to be racist, but I am. We have our Pam No Stick vegetable oil surface thingy. Last thing you want is a hairball sticking to your cake. All American milk, which is currently costing more than a gallon of gas. We have brown eggs. I would have used white if we had them. And we have our white frosting, or as the French say it, vanilla. You'll need mixing bowls. You'll need pie tins. You'll need a blender. You'll need the things that go in a blender, and when in doubt, remember, whisk. Measuring cups. That would be a must. Great. Measuring cups. Alright, so now that we have all our supplies in order, we're going to want to begin preparations. The first thing we're going to do is set the oven. We're going to want to preset the oven to 350 degrees. Now that you got your cake bowl ready, you're going to want to take your olive oil. Go ahead and open up that now. You're going to want to pour 1/3 cup oil. For those of you who don't know, it takes 3 1/3 cups to make a cup. Not like I expected. Pour that in. You're going to want to get a full cup of water. Pour that in as well. Now you'll take your 3 eggs. Boom. 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 3 eggs. And now you're ready to mix. We now got a lovely shot of our soon-to-be cake mix, which we will now be stirring. Stir slowly in a clockwise motion for 15 seconds, and then after the first 15 seconds, go counterclockwise. No diagonals, no this, no that. This for a good 15 seconds, and then you're just going to want to reverse that, put a little spin on that, and boom, counterclockwise. And look at that, it's already turning out beautiful. When you're done with the whisk, go ahead and set that aside to be rinsed off later. Get your blender. Don't get your blender in the cord. Don't get your cord in the soup. I'm dyslexic. 2 minutes. This right here is to get all the chunks out of your cake mix. It's like turning NOS on. It's amazing. You can see, it's pretty much smoothing out. We've been stirring it for about a minute, 2 minutes. This is the type of texture you're looking for. A few chunks are okay. You don't want anything big. Last thing you want is someone bite into a chunk of flour while they're eating their cake. Now that you got your cake mix ready, you're going to want to go ahead and take your 2 8-inch pie tins or cake tins or little metal flying Frisbees. You're going to want to spray them with your No Stick cooking spray. Last thing you want is people eating out of your crummy looking pans. Disperse the contents of your red bowl. I say red bowl because it's red. Into the pie tin. Go ahead and scoop out every last bit of that. And you're going to just want to put that into your little tin. Go ahead and open your oven now. Caution, it's going to be hot. Put your cake mix on the lower racks. And you're going to cook until golden brown. Now once you got your cake mix in the oven, you're going to want to cook it for a good 30-45 minutes. Constantly monitoring it every 15 minutes. Once you think it's ready, go ahead and take a toothpick, stick it in the middle. If it comes out clean, that means your cake is ready to be pulled out of the oven. Alrighty, so we got our cake mix in the oven. The next thing we're going to do is prepare our pudding filling. Just eyeball that, you know. 3 cups, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Liquidy look. And I'm gonna add more milk. I'm sure that's a cup. Ah! As great as whisks are, they're old school. Yeah, that's coming along very nice, so we'll give that a final stir once that's ready. Now again, whenever you're handling an oven, you want to make sure that you are careful. Oh! Yep. Burn myself. We're going to go ahead and once again check on our cake. It should be done by now. We're going to pull it out this time without burning me. Comes out clean. We are in business. Go ahead and shut down your oven now. It's all fun and games till someone gets hurt, but it's not fun for the guy who drives the ambulance. We're now in the final steps of making our cake. Our cake's done cooling now, so we're going to go ahead and get to the trickier parts. We're going to take one of the cake shells, cut out the inside of it, pour the chocolate filling in, put the other cake on it, flip it, put frosting all around, let that cool for a minute, and then we're going to melt down our Jolly Ranchers and put those for decorations. So now we got our two cakes ready. Just by looking at the two, this looks like you'd make a nicer top part of the cake than this one. So we're going to go ahead, cut along the edges with the soft butter knife, just to make sure nothing's stuck. And we're going to go ahead and flip that out now. Now, try to make it as circular as possible. You want to leave enough around the edges so that there's cake. See, comes out nice like that. And we can go ahead and just start pulling out the rest of it. We have a nice little cake filling right here. And there we go. We have a nice, rich mousse-like filling for this lovely cake, as you can see. And look at that. Very nice. A lot better than I expected or could have even hoped for. And now, we're just going to flip that on top of this one right there. And going to push them together like so. We're going to go ahead and take a couple of spatulas for this. Sort of distribute the weight. And we're just going to flip this cake now onto there. And there we go. As you can see, it's got a nice finish on the top. It's not too thin, though it could have been a little thicker for the pudding shell. But other than that, it doesn't look too bad, and we are now ready to frost our cake. We're going to go ahead and take our frosting and a froster spoon. I'm guessing that's what it's called. And we're just going to scoop out our frosting and begin spreading it on here. Now, remember, you have to let the cake harden first. If you try to do this right after pulling it out of the oven, you're just going to get a big old mess. You will tear it, and you will have a pretty sorry looking cake when you try to patch it up with the leftovers. An old music instructor of mine used to describe music a lot like a cake. You know, you have your different layers of it. And she always used to say the percussion is the frosting because, you know, you can't have too much or it'll be overpowering and you'll get sick. I was a percussionist. Once we're done frosting, we're going to go ahead and begin the decoration process. I got the last of the frosting, put it along the edge, make sure everything looks nice. This is, after all, for Kyle. We give him a hard time for being Kyle throughout the year, so this is our first year making it up to him. We're taking him to Chuck E. Cheese later. You should join us. At this point, go ahead and make sure you have the frosting the way you like it, all in one direction, because once you put the decorations on, it's not coming off. And I just realized that there's a difference between cherry and watermelon. Alright, cherry's going in first. We'll do every other pillar different, so watermelon, cherry, cherry, watermelon. You know, Tuesday night Kyle told me that there's a difference between cherry and watermelon. Of course, I didn't believe him. Let's go ahead and light our stove and germs burn off. Doo-doo-doo. Alright, so everything's in order and we're just going to go ahead and take our little spoon right here and drip along the side. Cut! Oh! Ow! Oh! Take a look at that. That's what your kids eat. And there you have it. There's our avant-garde looking cake. Next week well, not next week, sometime in the near future I may do another video. So in the comment section, leave what food you'd like to see me make next. Anyways, hope you enjoyed.